Imagine this. Your own family steals everything from you. Your home, your wealth, your kingdom. They cheat you in front of the entire world. They humiliate your wife in a room full of people who just watch, and then they laugh about it. Now ask yourself this. What would you do? Would you forgive them? Would you walk away? Or would you stand up and fight, even if it meant going to war against your own blood? This is not a story about gods and mythology. This is a story about a family, a real family that tore itself apart. And every lesson of the Bhagavad Gita begins right here, with the day everything broke. Let me take you back to ancient India, back to the moment jealousy planted its first seed. There was once the most powerful kingdom in ancient India, Hastinapur. Golden palaces, endless wealth, a kingdom that stretched as far as the eye could see, and ruling this kingdom was a king named Pandu, a good king, a just king. But he died young. He left behind 5 sons, just boys. Now Pandu had a brother. His name was Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was born blind. Because of his blindness, he could never become king. So when Pandu died, Dhritarashtra took over the throne temporarily, just until Pandu's sons grew up. But here's where the problem began. Dhritarashtra didn't just have the throne, he also had sons of his own. Not 1, not 2, 100 sons. So think about this. On one side, you have 5 young boys, the rightful heirs. Their father was the king. On the other side, you have 100 boys whose father is currently ruling the kingdom. The question hanging over Hastinapur was simple. When these boys grow up, who inherits the throne? The 5 sons of the dead king? Or the 100 sons of the man who has been ruling for years? This is where jealousy begins. This is where everything starts to crack. As the years passed, both groups grew up in the same palace. They trained together, they ate together, they played together. But they were not the same. The 5 brothers were called the Pandav. The eldest was Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira could not lie. Truth was his religion, but that was also his weakness. He trusted everyone. He could never imagine someone cheating him, because he would never cheat anyone himself. The second brother was Bhima, incredibly strong, the kind of strength that could uproot trees with bare hands. He was fiercely protective of his family, hot-tempered, yes, but his heart was pure gold. When Bhima loved you, he would die for you. When Bhima hated you, you should be very afraid. The third brother was Arjuna, and Arjuna was special. He was the golden boy, the greatest archer in the world. Disciplined, focused, humble despite his talent. Every teacher loved him. Every competition, he won. People gathered just to watch him practice. He was perfect. And then there were the twins, Nakul and Sahadev, skilled warriors, loyal to their core. But they had one weakness. They always followed. They never led. These 5 brothers were raised to be perfect princes, trained by the greatest teachers in the world, loved by the people, respected by the kingdom. And that perfection, that love, that admiration, made one man burn with rage. Dhritarashtra's 100 sons were called the Kaurav, but only one of them truly matters to this story, the eldest, Duryodhan. Duryodhan was not weak. He was not a coward. He was a powerful warrior, charismatic, a natural leader. His 99 brothers followed him without question. But Duryodhan had a problem. No matter what he did, he lived in Arjuna's shadow. Every time Arjuna won, Duryodhan felt invisible. Every time people praised Yudhishthira's honesty, Duryodhan felt like a fraud. Every time Bhim's strength was celebrated, Duryodhan felt small. He was not born evil. He was born talented. But he was also born second best. And that is dangerous. Because jealousy is a slow poison, and it was growing inside him every single day. Years passed. The Pandav became more popular. Duryodhan's jealousy turned into hatred. And one day, he had an idea. He invited Yudhishthir to play a game of dice. Yudhishthir agreed, because he trusted people, because he believed in fairness. What he didn't know was this: the game was rigged. Duryodhan's uncle, Shakuni, controlled every roll. Every throw was fixed. The game began. Yudhishthir started losing. First his jewels, then his chariots, then his palaces, then his entire kingdom. Still, he played, then he bet his brothers, and lost. Then he bet himself, and lost. And finally, he made the worst bet of all. He bet his wife, Draupadi, and he lost. Let that sink in. He gambled away his wife. Now came the humiliation. Draupadi was dragged into the royal court. She was not ready for public view. It did not matter. The entire court watched. Her 5 husbands sat there as slaves, unable to help. The blind king said nothing. The grandfather stayed silent. The teacher looked away. And then Duryodhan gave the order: strip her. Remove her sari in front of everyone. They pulled. She held on, crying, begging, praying. And then something miraculous happened. The sari did not end. It kept extending. They could not strip her, but they tried. In front of everyone. Bhim sat there helpless. And that day his rage was born. A rage that would burn for 13 years. Finally, the elders intervened. A deal was made. 12 years of exile in the forest. 1 year living in disguise. Then the kingdom would be returned. Duryodhan agreed, because he never planned to give it back. The Pandav left. For 13 years they survived. They trained. They waited. They remembered. And they returned. Not with weapons. With a request. 5 villages. 1 for each brother. Nothing more. Duryodhan refused. He would not give land enough to fit the tip of a needle. That was the moment war became inevitable. The armies gathered at Kurukshetra. Family stood against family. Teacher against student. Grandfather against grandson. This was not good versus evil. This was right versus right. And before the first arrow was fired, Arjuna looked across the battlefield. He saw his teacher, his grandfather, his cousins, and his hands began to shake. His bow slipped from his fingers. The greatest warrior in the world could not fight. This is where the Bhagavad Gita begins, not with heroics, but with a breakdown, with a moment when right and wrong become impossible to separate. And that is when Krishna speaks.